Hey y'all, David from Fidget Flash. Today we're looking at the Chenyu Guardian X1, a mechanical pivot slider. This unboxing footage is from about 3 weeks back, and I've been using it nearly daily ever since. It's a nice little piece, and I'm still enjoying it quite a bit even after the novelty has worn off. So join me as I show it off, and at the end of the video I'll decide where it belongs in the fidget tier list. Let's take a look. Alright, so back to present day. I've been playing with this thing for about 3 weeks now and really enjoying it. So the Chenyu Guardian X1 mechanical pivot slider, same category as something like the Mott Groove, probably the most famous example of this type of fidget. But this is in stainless steel. There's several varieties of this available out there. You can get it in black and stainless steel. You can get it in titanium zirc. G10, which is a little cheaper than the stainless steel, but honestly this is a great value. This is only $59 retail. I got this one from G1, and with a discount code it was like 53 bucks. I've always really liked stainless steel for fidgets. It's got just a really nice kind of heft and quality to it, and this one is definitely a hefty guy. So this is 91 grams. It is one of the heavier fidgets of this size that I have. I don't mind that personally, but if you're really thinking about bringing this in your pocket, just be aware it's going to be a little bit of a weight sitting in your pocket. But giving it a listen here. So obviously as a pivot slider, you've got your linear action up and down, and then you've got your rotational action here. Kind of rotates around this center axis, which is a little different than something like the Mott Groove, where the axis of rotation is at the end of this piece. And so that does mean that you get slightly different action depending on kind of which side you're using. So if you're using this side with no lettering as the side that you're actually pushing, kind of get that up and down, and then you rotate it all around and push it back up. So kind of a two-stage rotate, and then the full travel bottom to top. This is how I usually play with it. It's just this motion right here. If you flip it to the other side with the Chenyu lettering, you still get the push, but then when you rotate it, since you're at the end of this axis, you kind of have this single rotation movement. I have changed this just a little bit. You can see that it has two different sets of tracks. There's two linear tracks, or two standard tracks I should say, and two dense tracks. It comes default in the dense track. I've changed it to the standard track, and so that's what you're hearing right now. Same with the rotation in the sense that it has two tracks as well, a standard and a dense. I've not touched that at all, so I'm not actually even sure if this is currently in the standard or dense, but I will say that I love the rotation sound on this, and I don't really want to change it. I just have felt like it's kind of perfect out of the box. That is really my favorite part of this fidget, is that really nice rotation ratchet sound. The linear action is pretty good. I had better linear fidgets, like the Loudy Chalk I think is a more satisfying, up and down mechanical click, for instance, but you get the combination here, right, in two slightly different feels. That said, I've been kind of thinking about maybe going back to the dense track, and it gives me an excuse to open it up here. So I'll go ahead and show you. If you, to open up, to modify the linear track, you just take off these 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. And to modify the rotational side, you take off these 2 screws, 1 and 2. But we will leave those alone and instead take off this. Now, I think, as I recall, this one is a T5 is what we're looking for, which is a little unorthodox, but it's okay. This guy's not so bad to take apart, a little annoying to put back together, but okay. can see the springs and the balls. All right. So since we are going to be moving from the standard to the dense, we will want the springs and balls in the middle here. So we'll go ahead and drop that in. One important thing to note, the first time I was taking this apart, I missed this. This is not quite symmetric, so one side of these little black pieces, kind of the rails it slides on, has an indent where the screw head has to sit. You want to make sure that when this is on the rail, it is where that indent side is facing up so that the screw head has something to drill into. I found that the easiest way to get this all together is actually just to kind of rest it on here like that. So we'll put the indent side down so it's facing the right way when we attach everything back together. And now we will just gently put that back on. Okay. Now let's flip. So we can see that that's a little bit off base, but no biggie. Yeah. We'll drop these screws on in and get it tightened back up. Okay, all back together. So let's give that dense track a listen. Now this is stock, so when you take it out of the box, yeah, this is what you're gonna feel now. I will say, I think I like this better. I think the dense track that does come stock is a little nicer on the linear slide than the standard. So I think I'll probably keep it like this. So, you know, overall, I'm pretty impressed with this guy. Again, for the value, under 60 bucks, for the folks who, you know, you see the question all the time, I'm looking for my first premium mechanical fidget. What should I get? You know, I think this is a great option. Good value, nice heavy weight to it, a few different track options to experiment with what you like, pretty easy to open up. But this is just one, you know, I've got a pretty big collection, but I still reach for this pretty frequently. It's one of the ones that I grab all the time just to use and mess with because it's very satisfying. So, you know, I'm going to rate all the fidgets that I review on a tier list system, S, A, B, C, D, or F. And I am going to go ahead and give the Chenyu Guardian X1 an A. I think this is an excellent fidget. It's not quite perfect. I wish the linear track was maybe just a little bit more haptic and satisfying compared to the rotation. But otherwise, I really have no complaints. This is an awesome fidget, especially for the price, and easy to recommend. Let me know down in the comments what you think, if there's anything that you want to see in particular, if there's certain types of fidgets that you like. And if you have a Chenyu Guardian X1, let me know what you think. I would love to hear if you agree with my assessment. Is this an A tier fidget? Is it S tier? Does it actually suck and I'm wrong? Let me know down below. Until next time, peace.